Okay, pay attention. I'll tell you about generators. Okay, welcome back. Now, we've been at this for what, 3 years or 2.5 years now. And every time I turn around, somebody's asking generators things. Well, I don't know how many generator videos I can do to get my point across. So I'm hoping that this will be my last one. But anyway, this is a scoop on it. Now, if you're looking for a generator, there's a couple things you have to do. One is you have to know what your power source is. 2 is what you want to run. And 3 is where you're going to be using it. If you're going to be using it in town on the side of the road, you can't do it. So you got to remember a lot of factors. Now, if you're a nomad, that's a really general term, but if you're living in a van or you have no power source, like just charging your phones and that, you can probably get away with one of these. Now, if you got a place where you're running a microwave and your coffee machine and stuff like that once or twice a day, you can probably get away with one of these. That's a 2000. That one there's a 1400. This is a 2000. And this one here is a 3500 or a 3000. Now, if you want to run your air conditioning, one air conditioner, and your microwave and your hot water tank, you can't do them all at the same time, but you can run them all. Then you'll need one of these here. So, now, the other thing is that nothing is free. Even solar's not free. So, generators are not free. It's like 95 bucks, right? Less, around the $100. This one here is my baby. No, that's my baby over there. That's my baby right there, sorry. This is my generator, my really good generator. This one here is a Champion. I've had this for almost 5 years now. And yes, this is the one we put the new motor in. And just an update on that, we put the new motor in and we ran this thing. And this thing, I'll tell you the gas consumption, I have never added oil to it yet. So that's really good putting the motor in it. That's a good sign when you put a motor in it. This baby here is a Kuiper. This is a very good generator. It's on the, it's not the cheap side, but it's around the 1300, 2300 Canadian. Lifting this thing's a son of a gun. It's very, very heavy. But anything around the 3 to 3500 is very heavy. Like if you watch Jim and Deb, they had to build a trolley for theirs on the side of the bus because it's so damn heavy. But it will run everything. You can run the whole trailer off this, no problem at all. Now, with that being said, the big thing is fuel consumption. Now, I'm going to put it all together, fuel consumption and oil, because we got a couple things to consider. This one here is 2-stroke. This one's 4, and this is 4. This one here, you have to use special 2-stroke oil. So you put 2.5 ounces in a gallon of gas. A gallon of gas will run that for 2 days. 2 days, a gallon of gas. Start doing the math. Okay? This one here, now we have never had oil to it, but eventually we will have to because we put a new motor in. This one here on a tank of gas will run about 14 hours. Easily, 14 hours. Holds about 2 quarts. This one here holds about a gallon. Now this one here, the bigger you get, they use a certain amount of gas. They don't, just because you're not running it or put it on idle or on low run, it doesn't matter. It burns so much gas. This one here will burn just about 2.5 gallons of gas in 14 hours. So this generator burns twice as much as this, and this one burns twice as much as this one. So that's what you have to consider, all this stuff, you know. Like this one here costs you, this one here in Canadian dollars, this one here costs you about $3 a day. This one here costs you about $1.50 a day. And this one here is just under $1. So that's the difference of the generators. You got to think about all that stuff, right? Now, If you're going to buy this to run your air conditioner, don't do it. It won't do it. And don't buy this and run it if you're going to charge your cell phone. If that's all you're going to charge, it ain't worth it, baby. Okay? So just to go down the line, we bought this years ago, and I think it was $2 grand or something, but they're about $3 grand now. This one here is just about the 550, 600, and this one here is about $100. So just remember when you're buying generators, though, and that being said, now these are all knockoffs. There's not one that's Honda or generator. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, don't get me wrong for 1 minute. If you buy a Honda, you're buying a Honda. Don't buy a Champion thinking it's a Honda. Or don't buy a Kuiper thinking it's a Honda. A Honda is a Honda. There's two generators that is the standard, and that's Honda and Yamaha. So these will do the job and never have a problem. Well, like that one there, I told you, I got like almost 3,000 hours on that thing. And it still runs while I put a new motor in. This one here, I love this thing. This is the one that Neil gave me. This is a little one. And it's noisy. It's 2-cycle, it's noisy, but the thing will run all day on two quarts of gas. So it's really inexpensive. Like if you're just charging up your batteries because you're using a cell phone or you're using a coffee maker or something that doesn't take that much wattage, that there will work just fine. This one here is this one here. 2,000 watts is the answer. I know a lot of people got 2,000 watts. This seems to be the one to go to. Like if you get that in a Honda, that thing will run forever. Like I got videos on the Honda. Like the one we bought for $175 and got it running. It runs just fine. We ran it for almost 2 weeks non-stop and it ran just fine. And the bigger ones. The bigger ones, they cost a little bit more to run. Now remember, the little tailgater, you're not putting any oil in it. You're putting the oil in the gas, not in the engine. You don't have to put, so that's a savings right there. This one here, you have to change the oil every, what do they say, every 100 hours. So, you know, they're all around the 100-hour mark. So that takes just about a quart, or not a quart, a pint. And this here takes about the same amount, like 12 or 14 ounces. So, you know, you just got to think about the, like, when people get on the internet and they, you know, it's not that they just don't know. And they get on there and they say, well, what generator should I buy? It's like, what kind of shoes you should buy. There's so many options. Or like, what bus should I buy? There's all kinds of options here. So you have to just do your due diligence and see if you want a 900 watt generator or a 2,000 watt inverter or a 3,000 watt inverter. Now, a thing to remember is this little baby is a generator, not an inverter. So that there's true sign. You don't have to worry about your fine electronics or nothing. That's a generator. It's a little noisy, but it's a cool generator. So I'm going to leave that with you. I don't know if that helps anybody, but everybody it seems every time I look on YouTube, or on Facebook or something, there's these schoolie groups and all this stuff. What generator should I buy? Well, there's so many options. There's so many options. You just have to figure out what your demand is, what you want to pay, and how much you want to pay for power. That's exactly what it comes down to. It doesn't matter which one you buy. You buy the one that fits you. Like the bus, you buy the bus that fits you, or the RV that fits you, or whatever. That's what it's got. What people think doesn't really matter. So I'm going to leave that with you, and I hope you get something out of it. And if you got any questions, put it down below, and I will answer them, of course. And I hope you got something out of it. And don't forget to buy your Hero soap.
Badge. Everybody needs one. We love our badge.